Defending champions Parramatta running from right to left. Michael Cronin kicking off the match under the control of Kevin Roberts. And Chris Mortimer is the first of the Bulldogs to be tackled by the Parramatta defence line. Penalty. And a little bit of fisticuffs there as Billy Johnston went to ground, but the penalty has been given to Parramatta against the man who played the ball, taking the marker out of it. And at this stage we welcome into the commentary former South Sydney coach Bill Anderson. Looking forward to it?
Well, I think Parramatta have the advantage of a settled combination. They've kept their strength from 1983. Canterbury Bankstown have built up and they've got quite a few new faces. On that score, Ray, I'm going to swing to the Eels to win this one.
Big opportunity for Parramatta to grab first points. His kick for Cronin's 20 metres in from touch. Cronin makes no mistake. So the first points come in the opening 60 seconds. And the Eels lead the Bulldogs 2 points to 0. Centre field just outside the Parramatta quarter. I told you Ken Stewart was the only new face in the Parramatta team. 4 new faces for Canterbury: Lamb, Pobji, Tunks and Kelly in today's side. Mortimer to work it. Lock forward standing. Free from the scrum when it got behind the second rower's feet. And now it's switched to the hillside, and Farah, he's got a pass inside for Peter Mortimer to score. That looks so simple. Peter Mortimer scores the first try, taking Canterbury to a 4 points to 2 lead. See it on the NEC replay from Steve. It went through Terry Lamb. Andrew Farah galloped into open space. He ran an angle. And Peter Mortimer came inside.
Well, this is a simple 4-pointer to Canterbury Bankstown. Really, the whole crux of the matter was that Peter Wynn just didn't have enough pace to go with Andrew Farah. He skipped clear of a tackle, turned the ball inside to Peter Mortimer, and he was in free space.
Peter Mortimer picks up the first try that you've seen tonight on the first of our NEC big game replays. Terry Lamb is the goal kicker for Canterbury. And the Canterbury 5/8 has picked up the conversion, sending Canterbury to a 6 points to 2 lead.
We can see from this scrum that Jeff Robinson's gone into the front row, even though he's programmed as number 10 in the second row, and Peter Tunks is in the second row in a position that he's more accustomed to.
Parramatta winning the scrum, and Steve Ella wrapped up by Jim Lees. Taylor, Cronin's put it down again. Steve Folks playing it centre field, Parramatta's 22 line. Lees is put down with number 10, Peter Wynn, over the top. He's got a lot of blood coming from a gash in the top of the head. Peter Wynn. Peter Kelly. He's 10 metres out. Centre field. Now Johnston.
This Canterbury team is looking extremely strong in the forwards. They're being allowed to stand in tackles and offload.
Chance for a drop goal for Lamb. I think it's good. It is. Canterbury extend their lead now. 7 points to 2 with a drop goal by Terry Lamb. He got a bullet-like pass from Steve Mortimer. And as the saying goes, a little fish are sweet. 7-2 now for Canterbury. Johnston 51.3 last year. Stewart 48.7.
It's not a matter of how many you win and lose. It's a matter of when and where you win them.
Parramatta's won this one. Sterling trying to jink his way through, found Kenny with a good pass, and Kenny's given it to Cronin, over the top to Ella, out to Growth. Growth being covered there by Andrew Farah. He's got rid of him. No, he hasn't. Farah hung on there. Now it's Ella. Here's Peter Wynn. Turning it back for Ella. They're 32 metres out from the Canterbury line. Sharp Sterling. Cronin. Mears is coming up. Turn back for Sterling. Torpedoed out for Kenny now. He's away. But tripped by Lamb, which has punctuated the attack. Jerd, Stewart, Sharp. Sharp sees a gap, gallops into it, crosses 32, goes to the quarter, touched by Canterbury. It's gone to Taylor. This could be a sensational try. Cronin's got two to choose from, goes himself, and that is an absolutely magnificent rugby league try. Heavens above, where did that all start? Well, where the name of goodness did this all start from? How many sets of hands? Michael Cronin scored it. It went to Sterling, then Cronin. He jinxed as Mears came running up. He turned it inside to Sterling, who fed it out with a long pass to Kenny. He was tripped by Lamb, gave it back to Jerd. Jerd then, he did well. He got inside the defence. Stewart gave a quick ball. And then Steve Sharp, he saw an opening and galloped up to the 22. Taylor ducked under one. Cronin then had the choice of Ella inside, Growth outside, and he said, why risk it? I'll go myself. A great rugby league try.
Well, you can't practice for that. You can't teach that. You don't coach that. That's just brilliant Parramatta football.
And while all that was happening, did we happen to get a count on how many hands it went through? Peter Frelingos keeping stats for me again this year. Only 8. I thought it might have been a touch more. The kick from Cronin is one up, one down. He's given the goal. Roberts has given the goal. 9 points to 8 in favour of the Bulldogs. There's a replay of it. What an awful job for Kevin Roberts to have to be the tiebreaker on that one. That was a scrum. Oh, well, Kevin Roberts agrees. He's having trouble getting a tunnel. Feet are across miles before it gets in there. That's the trouble. Kenny run around with Cronin. Quick delivery out to Taylor. Linking up. Giving it to Ella. Ella's inside 32. Giving it to Lydiard. Lydiard's flying down that flank. Picked up by Anderson.
Great example there of the coordination and the pace in that Parramatta backline. The overlap was created and Lydiard flying down the left-hand side was pulled down ultimately in a good tackle.
Brett Kenny is tackled now on the Canterbury 22. 12 points to 8 in favour of Canterbury. Blindside for Parramatta's Peter Sterling. Up the centre goes Cronin. Oh, he looked inside, but there wasn't anybody there. 12 metres out. Peter Wynn. Don't be surprised if Parramatta elects not to put the bomb up here. This is the 4th. Here comes 5. Sterling. Short ball for Cronin. Cronin is set for a hit and spin, but now the indication has been given. 5 tackles gone. What will Sterling do? Mears runs from dummy half. He puts it up. Came off a Canterbury player's hand. Sterling's got the ball, and he's ruled the first tackle. Good refereeing by Kevin Roberts. A barge from dummy half from Stewart. Penalty to Parramatta. He's ruled 2 markers not standing one behind the other against Canterbury. Cronin will take...
Phil Gould moving down to the sideline, and I'd say that he's going on as a replacement in the very near future for the Canterbury team. I spoke to Warren Ryan at half-time and said to him, any changes? The answer was no, but there could be soon.
Price within 3 metres. Penalty to Parramatta. It's against the marker, and now some fisticuffs. Peter Sterling and Peter Tunks. Well, that's David and Goliath. Tunks is a giant of a man, and he and Sterling. They're having their own private discussion. Have a look at the size of this man, Peter Tunks, by comparison with Peter Sterling. Well, that's what it was all about. It was against Steve Mortimer for interfering with the man playing the ball. By rights, he's not supposed to touch him, but he was leaning all over him. And Cronin couldn't knock this one back.
Bit of a surprise that he knocked the other one back.
I'll be honest with you, I'm still a bit shocked. There's Phil Gould going on for Canterbury. A member of the good Newtown side that Warren Ryan had, in fact, is Phil Gould, and Peter Tunks coming from the field.
Yes, Phil Gould's a very good organiser of play and a very good ball handler, and maybe later in this game we might see Warren Ryan put some defence on. He's got enough players in the reserve grade like Paul Langmack and Brian Batiste who can handle that aspect of play for you.
Kick by Cronin successful, both flags up, and Canterbury continue to lead, but not by as much. 12 points to 10 now. Stewart. Yardage to be made there from dummy half. Sterling switching it. Here's Groth getting involved up the centre and getting himself out of a tackle. In fact, Canterbury, I would think, would have lasting memories of the big man at the cricket ground in the finals last year. Mayers to Sterling. Sterling crunched to the ground on the Canterbury 22. Tackle number 5. Win still going is the big fellow looking to pop a one-hander. Gets it across. Touched by Canterbury. Into touch. It'll be a Parramatta feed, this.
They are by far the best side.
The Australian women's cricket team win their 5th T20 World Cup title. This Australian women's cricket team have been leading the way. Jackson!
That is a stunner! Pakistan still looking for their first ever victory over Australia. Healy with the bat, Healy with the gloves.
You can make your outdoors even better with our lowest prices.
6-foot trestle table, only $63. 2-piece barbecue tool set, just $12.98.
Where you find our competitors' lower price on the same stock item will beat it by 10%. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Burning, scalding, searing. This is how some people describe their shingles pain. Shingles is caused by the reactivation of the chickenpox virus, which most adults carry inside them. Shingles is most common in people aged 50 and over. Up to 1 in 3 Australians risk developing shingles in their lifetime, regardless of how healthy they feel. But it can be difficult to predict who will get it or when. Don't wait to find out if it's you. Talk to your doctor about shingles today.
Got a gut, yeah, shake it off, oh yeah. Got a gut, shake it off, yes you can, with the man shake. Got a gut, shake it off.
Unleash the play in you. It's nerve or nothing.
Here's to the doers who are innovating and smashing stereotypes. And the doers who help keep this country running. The doers owning the weekend. And the doers who never take the morning off. We've been powering the doers for over 25 years. Gear Reach. Forge ahead.
Get a read on today. Get a read on the rental crisis and the most affordable suburbs to buy. Get a read on personal finance, lunchbox tips, where to refuel, and pub lunches cheap as chips. Get a read on recruitment trends, new ways to stay in shape, and then weekend escapes to leave it all behind. Get a read on today. Search News Special Offer and subscribe with Google today.
Welcome back to football as it's meant to be. Everybody wanna walk like me, wanna talk like me, but it's chalk and cheese, y'all. Everybody wanna be like me, wanna see like me, but this don't come free, y'all. If you wanna be the best like me, pass the test like me, better bring your A game.
Now the party can really start. They do it in style.
Canterbury player seemed to get a touch. It is a Parramatta feed. It's a Parramatta scrum, and Sterling gave it to Lydiard in from the blind wing. Kenny tries to get rid of Farah, gets a pass away, and they've coughed it up, Parramatta, but knocked backwards, said the referee. Play on. Played by Price on the 22. Sharp runs it vigorously.
Parramatta have got extras out here on the right-hand side. Growth and Ella have changed positions, and Ella's virtually unmarked.
That's Kenny. Now Wynn. Short ball. Cronin. Short ball. Growth. Growth is flying for the corner. Infield for Lydiard. Lydiard's in to score. Well, you called it Billy Anderson before it happened. David Lydiard scoring for the Eels. Their second try. Here's the replay of it. Kenny gave it to Wynn. I thought for a moment Peter Wynn had messed this one up for them, but he gave it perfectly to Cronin, who gave it on to Growth, and there was Growth running into that corner camera before he turned it for Lydiard.
Very important try this for Parramatta to get them well back into the game. They always had the extras on the right-hand side. It was simply a matter then of good passing. Growth did well. He was able to hit in the tackle, get his hands free, pop the ball up to Lydiard to score what is a vital 4-pointer for the Eels.
So Parramatta in front for only the second time in the match, thanks to David Lydiard, but of course a lot of very good lead-up work went into that try for Lydiard. Growth coming from his left flank, playing a very important part in it. Here's a good picture of what Michael's looking at. He hits it sweetly, straight over the black dot. 4 in front, Parramatta now. Phil Gould serving it up for Peter Kelly. Ran into Price. Now Robinson. Oh, he's had his bootlaces taken off him by Ray Price. That was a daisy cutter from Price. Johnston has tackled on 5. Now it's the turnover. Now Sterling. They were looking good out to the left, Parramatta. I thought Sterling would have spun it quickly.
Yeah, he tried to. The Canterbury outside backs did a fairly good job there of shutting that out when they didn't have the numbers. They didn't have Parramatta matched, and it looked as if Parramatta had the extras, but they couldn't go on with it.
Peter Wynn's almost given it to Canterbury. 6 more. Ray Price with it. Inside goes Growth. Look out. Taylor. Wynn. Run around. Paul Taylor now. Playing it just outside the 22 line. Sharp. Hits it up and gets the pass away to Sterling. Stewart to Mayers. Mayers taking it towards the halfway line. Falling about 5 metres short. Now it's Cronin. Sterling. Charged down by Canterbury. Picked up by Price. Now with Taylor. Underneath it is Chris Mortimer. Brought down by Kenny. And the penalty. Going to Canterbury Bankstown. 22 minutes out from the full-time hooter. Parramatta leading by 4, 16-12.
Canterbury will be looking to hit back as soon as they possibly can in this match. Phil Gould's gone on as a replacement for his coach, Warren Ryan, and I'm sure that he'll be looking to set some sort of play up here.
He's out very wide there, Phil, as you can see in number 15 jumper. He'd be a good 30 metres from the play the ball. It's gone quickly along the line to Jimmy Lease. Now with Steve Mortimer, Terry Lamb, Peter Mortimer. He's got through the tackle of Mayers and Stewart. Knock-on ruled on a scrum, and Peter Mortimer's suffered a hand or wrist injury. He's clutching at his right wrist, Peter Mortimer. Lease was hit by Stan Jerd. Short ball from Mortimer to Johnston. Broken forearm is the official report for Peter Mortimer.
That's rotten luck, first game of the year.
Whatever. Rotten luck for anybody at any time of the year, but the first match. Anderson plays it to Johnston. They're working to the hillside. Gould puts the cross-kick bomb back in field. I think Terry Lamb might be in front of the kick. Oh, Taylor's made a mistake. Lamb scoops it up. It's going to be a try. PUBG's in the corner. PUBG is over in the corner to equalise at 16-16. Well, Paul Taylor had been doing everything right. As Gould put the kick up, the little man just absolutely lost it. And then Lamb scooped it up and away, juggled by Jimmy Lease. Growth had too many men coming at him, and PUBG in to score in the corner.
Well, any kick which goes towards the uprights obviously creates a problem for the receiver. Here, Taylor no doubt would have been concerned about the posts. He had adequate protection, had plenty of time, but the ball slipped out, was scooped up by Lamb, and there are some good football fundamentals for you. Well taken by Lease, gave the ball to Podgy, and he went over against two defenders in the corner.
Just getting it down in time, Kevin Podgy. 13 minutes to go. He's kicked 3 from 3. Put the Dogs in front. They won't come any harder than this one for you, Terry. Hits it. Looks good. Looks great. Yes. Canterbury Bankstown snatching the lead again. 18-16.
Well, it'll be interesting to see the composition of the front row here. Gould's gone into the front row for Canterbury. Gould and Johnson is the present front row.
Parramatta's got the penalty. Roberts just absolutely, looking at the facial expression, got fed up with Canterbury. He called them up a couple of times.
Well, that makes the point, Ray, that you've just got to have experienced players in that front row position.
Cronin finding touch 10 metres, his side of the halfway. Well, what a start to the year. Is it a sign of the new times? Manly beaten yesterday, and it's looking like Parramatta today. Cronin, 6 metres from the halfway line. Peter Wynn crabbing across the ground. And these Canterbury fresh men are doing a lot of cleaning up at the moment. Sterling, Sharp stands, offers it, knocked down by Canterbury. That'll be a knock-on against the Bulldogs. And a scrum midway between the 22 and halfway.
With the score at 18-16 with about 4 minutes to go, it's interesting to hark back to last year in the first game when Canterbury Bankstown did beat Parramatta by 2.
Parramatta scrum win. Taylor makes the extra man in the back line. Picks up Kenny. Kenny's taken by Farah. Near the halfway line, Price, Peter Wynn. Wynn tackled about 6 metres inside Canterbury territory. Sterling, long ball, picking up Stewart, turning it back to Sterling. Sterling probing, finding Sharp. Sharp being driven by Lamb, and he's lost it. And he's going to put a scrum down, but that tackle must have been very heavy on Stephen Sharp. Lamb was driving him one way, and then another Canterbury defender decided to drive him the other. And as a result, the ball was flicked out. Another penalty to Parramatta. He's penalising the Canterbury front row for not packing in square. Must only be seconds of this match remaining. Cronin, he's found touch, not touched, in flight by Canterbury, and the tap will be taken 5 metres from Canterbury's line. First round of the premiership, and a cliffhanger between Canterbury and Parramatta. Almost a grand final atmosphere as Mears bumps off a tackle. Stewart spins it to Taylor. Taylor's swallowed up there by Terry Lamb.
Well, the Bulldog defence has got a hold here, but they can't afford to give away a penalty.
It's from Sterling to Growth. Growth is held. About 12 metres out. Off goes Sterling. Feeds it out to Price. Price is still going. He's pulled down about 5 metres out. Taylor, Peter Wynn. It's on the ground. Mears has it for Parramatta. Tackle number 5. Jerd. Sterling. Up goes the bomb. Ella's going through fast. They fly. Oh, it's bounced badly for Canterbury. And it's a try, I think. No, he's given no try. Line drop out. He's ruled forced by Chris Mortimer. See it again on the NEC replay. It went straight through Chris Mortimer's hands. I thought Ella was certain to score. Then it was knocked forward. A Parramatta player, Paul Taylor, almost got a hand to it. But in amongst that ruck of players, he's ruled that it was forced by Chris Mortimer. This will be Parramatta's last chance. And Sterling has lost it on the first tackle. Sterling, trying his heart out, has lost it on the first. And all that remains now, one would think, would be for Canterbury to take the ball from dummy half and kill it in time-consuming football. No matter what the result, it's been a good afternoon of rugby league. Folks, now Steve Mortimer switching it to his brother Chris. He gets it a kick. It's gone over towards Steve Ella's flank. Anderson hanging back. Here's Ella coming across the paddock. Mears goes up the middle. And he's thumped to the ground 32 metres away from the Canterbury line as the siren sounds. And it's all over. Canterbury have again beaten Parramatta at Belmore. For Canterbury, Peter Mortimer and Kevin Pobji scored the tries. Terry Lamb kicked 4 goals and 2 drop goals. And in the final analysis, how important were they? Well, for Parramatta, Cronin and Lydiard scored their tries. Cronin potted 4 goals. A great game of rugby league displayed by the Eels and the Bulldogs today, with Canterbury picking up the 2 points with an 18-16